we will create, I will show you how to create a diagram, a class diagram based on this example. Okay, in this case, I will use this online tools, diagrameditor.com. This one is because this one is free. So here there are several menus or design that you can use. So just go through UML. Okay, and there are some several notation you can use here. So for this class diagram, pick this one with this three section. Okay, change the class name into circle. Okay, and the second section is for us to create our data field. So our data field is radius of type. The data type is double. Okay, there is dot and double. Okay, you can also draw this class diagram manually, but of course it will take some time. So just use any provided tools. Okay, and then next for the method we have this method or constructor circle. Later on I will explain what is constructor. Okay, circle method, circle, and then for this constructor it doesn't have data type, just bracket like that. Okay, and then we add with the other data type, the other method, which is another circle with radius, because we are referring to this. Okay, that is another method called circle. Okay, or constructors, and there is one parameter belong to this circle. The method name is radius, and it is a type of double. Okay, circle, and inside the parameter is new radius, and dot the data type. What is data type? The double. Okay, so this is how we create this method. Okay, and then the other method we have a get area of type double. It will be quite different. Get area. So the method name is get area. Okay, and if you look at this example, it doesn't have any parameters, so just left the parameter void like that. But it has one written data type, okay, which is double. So we have to create just like we create the data type for data field here. So it is a type double. Okay, and so we have another we have get parameter, also similar with get area of type double. Get parameter of type double, and another one set radius with parameter new radius, and data type double. Okay, set radius with parameter new radius of type double, right? Of type double, and return type double. Let us try this one. Okay, type and of type return type double. Okay, so this is how it should our class diagram will be. Okay, you might have some a question here. Okay, if you can see there is a symbol, plus symbol in front of this method. So what is it for? Okay, it seems that if you look at our um, code here, okay, double, okay, okay, I have mentioned previously that we should always declare our data field as private. So you have to put our radius as private because it has a very big effect later when we work on inheritance and polymorphism, or we want to implement encapsulation concept. So we have to make our data field as private. So you can say that our data field is private, and based on this example, our and how about our methods here? So actually we need to as we make our data field as private, we have to ensure that our methods are public. But here we didn't put any access modifier to these methods, get area, get parameter, or set render. It should be public. So with this, if we make our data field as private and methods as public, so the proper way of designing the class the data fields and the methods in the class diagram is, whenever it is private, the symbol should be as negative. Negative means private, and positive stand for public. Okay, that is how we differentiate between the plus and minus symbol in this example. So that's all. This is the class diagram for a circle class. Okay, this is how we design our class diagram based on this example. Okay, so if you have any further question, you might ask you might issue your question in WhatsApp group, okay, or in author. So this is it. Okay, next I'm going to explain about this constructor. What is constructors? Another important concept in when we talk about object and class. Okay, we will work closely with constructors. Okay, so let us take a look into these constructors concepts. Okay, you have to bear in mind, okay, firstly, constructors are methods. That is one thing that you have to bear in mind. You have to remember about constructors. When we talk about object oriented, we will have constructors. So constructors is a method, but somehow it is a special method. So that is point number one. Point number one, constructors is a special kind methods. It's a special method. First one. Secondly, why it is special? Because this method has similar name with the class name. It will reflect, or it should reflect with your class name. If your class name is circle, then your constructor name would be circle. If your class name is student, then your constructors will be student. And if your class name is employee, for example, then your constructors will be employee. It reflects with the class name. It is a method, but it is a special method. That is point number 2. Okay, point number 3. Okay, a constructors doesn't have written type. Okay, if you look at this example, circle, it is a method, but it doesn't have written type. You cannot put. It shouldn't have written type. Okay, you cannot put double, integer, or whatever data types in front. No. Okay, it doesn't have data type because it is special method. Okay, it is a method, but it is special. It doesn't have written type. That's differentiate between constructors and methods. Okay, and common methods. Okay, that is point number 3. Doesn't have written type, not even void. Don't ever put void or integer or double or whatever data type in front of this special method. Okay, point number 4. We can have more than one constructors belong to the class. We can have more than one constructors belong to the class. Meaning that method with same name same name belong to the class, but with one condition, which is every constructors are unique. For example, this constructor doesn't have any parameters, but the next constructor have one parameter. And also you can have constructor with more than one parameters depending on how many data fields we are working in we declare in a class. That is point number 4. And point number 5, okay, unlike method, we need to call method in main using dot operator or directly like that. But constructor, we don't have to invoke, or we don't have to call using dot operator. Okay, instead, constructors will be executed automatically once we create an object. What does this mean? Once we create an object, let's say, okay, we have create an object like this, and we have constructors. For example, okay, we have constructor circle, and we define what this constructor should do. Let's say we want to circle. Okay. So you have defined a constructor here belong to this circle, and it is known as circle. Okay, you don't need to call this constructor here. Let's say dot circle, just like this. Okay, you can do this. You can even do this. It is illegal. Okay, because constructor will be called, or will be invoked, or will be executed automatically once you create, or once you write a statement of creating an object like this. Automatically constructor will be called. Okay, so let us take a look with this example. I didn't call any constructors method here, right? Okay, let us take a look what will happen if I run this program. Okay, we have object, we have created an object. Okay, you see there are two output relates with these constructors. Okay, why there are two output relate with this constructor? Because we have created two objects, different objects belong to this class. Every time we declare an object belong to the class, so every time we declare or create an object belong to the class, then if there is constructor belong to the class, then the constructor will be executed or will be called automatically. Okay, so that is how it works. Constructor works. It should have similar name with the class name, no return type, but it can receive argument or receive values, and it doesn't have to be called just like another method. Instead, once we create an object like this, automatically constructor will be called. That's it. And what is the purpose of constructor? Okay, and how we can manipulate constructors? Okay, so we can do anything that you want with constructors. Just like this example, we put display statement, print line statement to show that the constructor has been constructed. Okay, to show that there is a constructor for the class, or the constructor has been constructed. Or in another way, we want to show the lifetime of an object. Okay, constructor is to show the lifetime of an object. Means every time we create an object, there is a constructor belong to the class, then means that the object has been created. Or we can also use constructor to initialize data field, to initialize values to data fields. You can do anything with constructor actually. For this example, you just display a message. Okay, in Java, you only have constructors. Okay, but if you look into C++, there also concept of deconstructor. Okay, there are constructor and deconstructor if you are using C++ programming language. And deconstructor is to show the that the object has been destroyed, or the lifetime of an object has been destroyed, or has been deleted. Because it is to actually, to the basic idea of constructors is to show the lifetime